New developments about a potential swap between the Jordanian government and Islamic terrorists. This morning, Jordan's information minister said his government is willing to hand over this woman, a would-be suicide bomber. Her name is Sajida al-Rishawi. In exchange, Jordan wants a release of a pilot being held by the Islamic State. A message from another hostage, a Japanese journalist released late yesterday, said he and the pilot had less than 24 hours to live. Ayman Mohyeldin is NBC's foreign correspondent. He is in Washington today. And Mia Bloom is professor with the Center of Terrorism and Security Studies at UMass Lowell. Thank you both for being with me. And Ayman, let's start with you. Explain these latest developments.
Well, they're pretty significant developments. I mean, what has happened over the course of the past 24 hours is that ISIS has put out a video online showing one of those Japanese hostages, Kenja Goto, and in that video that has been posted online, he demands that the Jordanian officials release a female prisoner that has been held by the Jordanian government since 2005 in exchange for his life. What has happened today is the Jordanian government has addressed that, coming out and saying they are prepared to release this woman, Sajida al-Rishawi, convicted of a 2005 attempted suicide bombing, in exchange for a Jordanian pilot who ISIS has been holding since early December. It's not yet clear whether ISIS is going to agree to those new terms, but the Jordanian officials believe that they can try and secure the release of perhaps not only the Japanese hostage, but as well as the Jordanian pilot that ISIS is currently holding. What is clear, though, is that the video that was posted online showed the Japanese hostage saying that ISIS is willing to release him in exchange for the Jordanian pilot. It seems that there are some indirect negotiations taking place behind the scenes, but not yet clear whether or not it's going to be a clear release for these two individuals in exchange for the female prisoner, who in 2005 was part of a larger cell trying to blow up several hotel chains inside of the Jordanian capital. Several other members of that cell did carry out those attacks. Her bomb did not go off, and Jordanian officials were able to arrest her and charge her with the involvement of killing those at least 60 people at the time. Jose.
And Mia, you've actually written about her. Tell me why ISIS is so keen on having her released.
Well, this isn't the first time that they've tried to get her released. There was another member of ISIS, Urdani, who in May of 2014 tried to get her released as well, and it didn't work. So they have been interested in her for a while. Part of it might have to do with her connection to al-Qaeda in Iraq. Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, one of the three brothers that were killed by American troops, which I think is one of the reasons that motivated her, was his lieutenant. And so she has close ties to the original leadership of al-Qaeda in Iraq, which then gives birth to ISIS. And Baghdadi was probably close to her brother because he was another one of the lieutenants in AQI.
And Ayman, we also want to talk about this attack on a Libyan hotel. 10 people were killed, including an American. How worried are we, or should we be, about what's going on there?
Well, we should be extremely worried on several fronts. One is the rise of this group now that is claiming an allegiance to IS or Islamic State in Syria and Iraq is a significant development. They've demonstrated a capability to carry out these sophisticated attacks targeting a hotel that was pretty secure, certainly had a lot of layers of security to it. But in addition to that, Libya is descending into a full-blown civil war if it hasn't already. And the implications for the United States and for the region is tremendous. Libya has a tremendous amount of stockpiles of weapons that are a holdover from the Gaddafi regime. Those weapons are now pretty much flooding the black market. A lot of people with a lot of battlefield experience, if you will, from fighting in the Libyan war and from elsewhere have joined that fight. And that could pose a security problem for neighboring countries like Egypt and other countries on the border of southern Europe. So it's a significant development that Libya continues to descend into this lawlessness without much of the international world's attention to try to resolve it.
Ayman Mohyeldin and Mia Bloom, thank you so much for your insight, for being with me this morning. I always appreciate your time.